Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my Build a City challenge. It has been one full year of playing in Haven Rock, in game time anyway, it's not quite a year in real life thankfully, and we've finished that full year. So we've played this whole loop of individuals moving in, from our original settlers to the Sims that have moved in along the way. We've had a whole baby boom really, tons of children born in the past year, but it's time to start fresh. It is spring and the town is expanding. We have businesses, we have new housing areas where people can live, and we've also got the school, the elementary school, and the cemetery has been established thanks to all the Sims that died in the Big Brother challenge. Speaking of them, we have a new set of Sims moving in, and one of those is Isabelle from the from that same challenge. She's the kind of de facto winner. She won by default. She's been given the money that would have gone to the other victor, and is going to be moving into the victor's house, which is over here. So I'll take her in, set her up, and I'll talk about what I'm going to do with Isabelle. Start going forwards. So this is certainly the biggest house in Haven Rock at the moment. It is massive. It's got 5 bedrooms, I believe. Yep, 5 whole bedrooms for one little Isabelle. Kind of inspired by the Hunger Games and the victors being left in rattling around in a whole village. But Isabelle's going to be moving into this house, which she already has. So Isabelle was a survivor of the disaster in the Big Brother house. You can see she fears them all coming back as zombies. I did have to go back into the house with Isabelle and kind of kill them in front of her to make sure it all actually worked the way it was supposed to. So that's very traumatizing for her. But she's going to turn that into something useful because she's going to be joining the paranormal career. That's opened up because the cemetery has been established with 5 whole graves in it, so she is fully able to be in that career. And the aim will be for her to earn the phone so she can call up Grim and resurrect some of her friends from that challenge so they can move into the town as fully fledged playable characters. So yeah, that's Isabelle. We'll have to decorate her house at some point, but I think we'll leave that for when we come to her round. I have also given her a makeover. She had her hair up and it looked very similar to Eloise because I think she's almost the same genetically, because I like the red hair with the light blue eyes. Yeah, they've got different face structures, but yeah, that was a choice that I made. So she's now got longer hair so she can look a bit different, and is moving in to get started. She is a romance sim. It's her primary aspiration. I should roll her secondary. I'll give her secondary. Secondary pleasure, fantastic. So she's going to enjoy being in this house. It has a bar, I believe, so she's going to have a good time there. Yeah, so that's going to be Isabelle, our first new sim joining for spring of year 2. So we are starting year 2, and we did have, as I mentioned, quite a few children born in that first year, which is fantastic. But they all now need an education. So the big change coming for year 2 of Haven Rock is the school. So I've built the school itself, but I've also made the teacher who's going to be moving in to teach the children the original... The first 5 anyway were taught by him, and that will include his daughter. The first 4 children are all related to Jace, so they're all siblings or half siblings. I thought that might get a bit boring for them, so he's moving in with his daughter. So a single father, Jacob Kravitz. Let's move them in, and they're going to have this house over here. So this is Jacob. Let's get a close-up of him. Oh. Oh, try again. There we go. So this is Jacob. Pookleted, obviously, as you can probably tell. He has quite a broad nose. Looks like he's been a rugby player, maybe. And his daughter, well, he is a knowledge sim, which makes sense. And he already wants to get a job in the education career, which is helpful. Because he'll have that job even though he won't actually go to the career itself. He'll be actively teaching, so we'll just sort of leave him at a fixed point in the career rather than having him grow through the ranks. And then this is his daughter, Katja. So what I did for her, and what I've done a couple of times previously, is I pookleted up Jacob. I then made a randomised partner for him in Kaz, in Creator Sim, and then I rolled the genetics to get a child related to Jacob, so she should look a bit like him. But there's also some other influences in there too. She's not just a clone. So they are moving into this house, which is... based on a floor plan I found online. It's very square, but plenty of space to grow, room to grow. It'll be fine, I'm sure. So they've got a bit of money left over, but that's fine. He'll be getting a grant to buy the school and run that as a community lot anyway. So that's going to be fine. So yeah, he's knowledge. Let's roll his secondary. So he'll be knowledge and romance. Congratulations, Jacob. And we'll do the other points at some other point in time. And then we have Katya, who just wants to make a friend, so we'll lock that in for her. I'm sure that will be absolutely appropriate when you start going to school. So yeah, when we get around to their household, we'll be playing the school from their point of view, with all the other kids coming along to be educated in a fun and interesting way, I'm sure. I'm very excited about playing the schools, but we'll see how it goes. And she's made friends with her dad. That is adorable. Excellent news. So we'll leave them there for now, happily moved in. All the renovations and decorating we'll do when we come back to them properly. I just want to get them moved in for today. And head back to the neighbourhood view. So there we are. The town is starting to look a lot more exciting. Lots more plum bobs floating around. And there is one more sim to move in this rotation, and that is Tamara. And this is based on the number of lots we created. I'll show you the rest of the lots I've made in a second as well. But Tamara is moving in as well. Let's add her in. She's going to move into this little house. I mean, quite big compared to all the other houses in Stormy Cove, but this section is slightly bigger houses. Kind of the next step up will be in this area of the map. So let's move in Tamara and meet her. So here is Tamara. Like all my sims starting up in Haven Rock, she is a popularity sim. I rolled randomly and that's what I got. And she's going to be fulfilling a very important role. She's going to be joining the business career. She's going to be a full businesswoman with the aim of... she's going to be a businesswoman. This is unlocked because at least one of the other businesses in Haven Rock reach 5 stars or reach level 5. So we have an opening available. And I want to get someone to the top of the business career because once I do, that means we can open the military base. So we can have a whole different kind of gameplay happening in the town as well. That's kind of a big step in the progression for Build a City Challenge from the rules I'm using is to kind of get to that point. So she has a lovely little house, plenty of space compared to the shacks in Stormy Cove. She's got all the mod cons, sofas, plenty of space for them, and a whole separate room as well in case she wants to start a family. So let's kind of go a bit closer into Tamara. Hold on there. So this is Tamara. I didn't actually Pooklet her, I just randomised some things in Create a Sim, Create a Family. Because sometimes the Pooklet method takes a long time and I had to get some sims set up a bit sooner than that. So I've made her myself and I'm quite pleased with her. She also wants a friend. Of course, she's a popularity sim. And she wants to join the politics career, but there are no places left there available there, Tamara. You're going to have to join the business career, which we'll sort out when we get to her round. We should roll her secondary. Oh, secondary fortune. I like that. So popularity and fortune. And her house has come pre-furnished, so she's already way ahead of everyone else and has almost 6,000 simoleons left over. I mean, she won't be starting a business, so that's just pure cash you can use to redecorate, put up some nice wallpaper maybe, and start living in Haven Rock. So that's her taken care of. Let's save up and go back to the neighbourhood. So that is our 3 new households placed. We have the Kravitz, Dawson, and what should be West family over here as well. So that is really expanded this top level of the town, of the island, to be much more residential looking. I've also renamed this section. So while this is Stormy Cove, this whole area up to the Victor's house and around is Windy Harbour, which I saw a sign for on the motorway and thought that was absolutely perfect for Haven Rock. I imagine it's quite windy. So yes, so that is this new neighbourhood area. And I think their household... Yeah, this is Oceanside, so this street is Oceanside. No, that could change. So yes, we have our residential. We have our small businesses in this section here. So we have Little Booties, Stitches and Fits, and I think that's the music shop. That's there. The White Llama's also in this section and has quite a bit more expansion it can do. The kind of municipal area has our town hall, the elementary school, the space where the high school will go, and the cemetery, which has been founded and contains 5 graves. The Big Brother house lives over here, so this is kind of where it's been the whole time. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm really planning on doing another Big Brother challenge at some point, probably maybe during this rotation or the next one, because it was a fun thing to do and they all died too soon. So I'm going to try again and tweak a few things and get back to that section. I also added this beach lot, imaginatively called The Beach, and this is, I just thought they needed something a bit more outdoorsy, a bit more fun to go and hang out in. So this is a gift from SimCity to be able to have an extra community lot for people to go and hang out in, enjoy the sunshine as it approaches. And it's not really appropriate to take all the kids to the pub, so they've got the beach to hang out in, which have got like some little playgrounds, and obviously they can swim in the sea, which for now at least is crystal clear and beautiful. So that's set up within the save. That's all the Sims placed. We're kind of ready to go. I've also done some little tweaking with the decorations and with the foliage. Next thing to have a look at is I'm going to show you an update to the spreadsheet. So this is the spreadsheet. I have shown this once before, and I can't remember if I've changed it since. I originally had them in kind of household blocks, and then I moved it into a full listing like I've done for my Pleasant View, which have a census, so you can just see all the names in a big long list. I found for Pleasant View that's great because I'm dealing with a lot of Sims and I don't really care where they live really, it's just more about their information. With this Build a City challenge, it's much more helpful for me to have them in households so I can track them and see who's where, just kind of a nicer layout. They also all have different surnames where they don't in Pleasant View. I've got about 1 million Lotharios, so this is a much easier way for me to track it. The information's kind of incomplete. I should go in and sort some things out, but this is what we have for now. So it's definitely growing. My original 6 kind of only came up maybe to row 19, and now we're kind of going all the way down. So it's looking very exciting. I should fill in some details here. She was romance. Her secondary is pleasure. And Jacob was knowledge and fortune. Was that right? No, she was popularity, fortune, romance, pleasure, and knowledge, romance for Jacob. Excellent. So on the population tab, we can see the numbers are getting bigger. Our total population now stands at 150, which is quite exciting. So with the different modifiers coming into play, we have 17 adults and a number of different children, toddlers and babies. But that's 150 population, which is, if I go to the progression tab, this is why I've been able to unlock quite a few things. I also realise it's totally fine for Siri to stay in the criminal career because the population got big enough, even before she moved in, to have the criminal career open. So she's taking up that one slot because there are no places available now. So she's taking up that slot at the moment. Same for the business career, that's now open thanks to, I think Freddie got there first with his level 5 business. Update these. So I've got some other things in here I want to unlock at some point. I might tweak the population numbers. I think some things need to kind of be tweaked around potentially, and this is already tweaked from the actual rules I linked below. I'm kind of adjusting them for myself, but it seems to be working so far. I think some things are staying nicely locked off, and I'm enjoying really leaning into the businesses. I also have my school tab in here, so when we start doing the schools, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to have swimming lessons, and just hopefully this is going to all work out. I'm excited to see how it goes, but I'll be using this to kind of track what we're doing each day with the different school lessons. So that brings us to the end of rotation setup. It seemed fairly quick this time. So we've moved in our new families. We've got new lots built, ready to go. I'll be adjusting things as we go along as well. The school I'm mostly okay with. There'll probably be some things I'll adjust once I'm actually playing in it and see how it works. But apart from that, we are ready to go to start the round again. And we'll be starting next episode with Portia, our mare, and seeing if we can get her further up the career track, which would be pretty fantastic. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to set up some new playlists on my channel. So I'm going to have an ongoing Haven Rock playlist that's going to be everything. I'm going to create Year 1 and Year 2 playlists as well. And as we grow the population, I'm thinking about doing seasonal playlists as well. So Spring Year 2, and then keep all those videos in one place, just because it's going to get quite a lot. And for navigation purposes, if you're joining at this point, say, it might be easier to kind of use those playlists to get around and figure out what you want to watch next. You want to go back to different videos, put them in there. In a place it's easy to find, so look out for those. They'll be on my channel, and hopefully will be a good guide for getting caught up or rewatching. I see some of you in the comments saying you're rewatching, which is, it honestly warms my heart. It's incredible. I love playing this, and I'm so glad you are here to watch it. And I will see you in the next episode when we'll be playing with Portia and her family, and getting started with all the new things in this rotation. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.